Hello from Boston. We're here to give you the ultimate 4-day itinerary in this historic city. From some of the best breweries, a complete restaurant guide of the North End, and a unique tour with a twist. We'll also tell you what you can't do atop the Boston Observation Deck, why the Christmas lights are still glowing in late January, walk you through some must-hit spots along the Freedom Trail, and take you to the oldest university in the United States. Let's dive in. Every great adventure starts with the perfect place to stay, and for us, that was the Kimpton Marlowe in Cambridge. Josh and I always try to book with IHG properties when we can, and this hotel did not disappoint. From spacious rooms and stunning views, the Marlowe had everything we needed for a comfortable stay. But what really set it apart were the thoughtful touches. A warm welcome for the fur babies, complimentary hand warmers, and the charming Plant Pal program, which brought a little extra life to our room. Plus, its location couldn't have been better. Just a short, scenic walk across the bridge into the heart of Boston. January may be cold, but with a fresh layer of snow, the city felt like a winter wonderland. Our first stop, Night Shift Brewery. Josh loves exploring local breweries whenever we travel, and while I'm not typically a beer drinker, I can never resist a good peanut butter beer. From there, we took a stroll to the North End, Boston's famous Italian neighborhood, to embark on a little culinary adventure. First up, Neptune Oyster. The line wraps around the building, but trust me, it's worth the wait for some of the best oysters in the city. Of course, we couldn't resist dessert before dinner, so we popped into Mike's Pastry for one of their famous chocolate chip cannolis. Pro tip, bring cash because that's all they accept. We're big fans of the show Somebody Feed Phil, and Reddit was buzzing with rumors that Phil Rosenthal might have been spotted at Strega. If he didn't stop there, he seriously missed out because the spot ended up being our best meal of the trip. I guess we'll find out for sure when season 8 airs. Boston is a small but mighty city. Just check out our daily step count. We started our first full day with the Old Town Trolley hop-on, hop-off tour, the best way to see Boston and learn along the way. So we got some Blank Street coffee, matcha for me, latte for him, and have been exploring Beacon Hill neighborhood and like all of these old, beautiful apartments, homes, places that people live. Learned that a lot of this neighborhood, especially a little further that way, was where a lot of the freed slaves came after Harriet Tubman did the Underground Railroad. So it's a very historical, beautiful space. While Josh and I technically are too young for the show Cheers, we still appreciate its impact. Plus, who doesn't love to dance in? The bar is conveniently located right across from Boston Common, so it's an easy stop. In the winter, Frog Pond transforms into an ice skating rink. As the oldest active ballpark in the United States, Fenway Park is a must-see, even if you're not a huge baseball fan. For the best 360-degree view of the city, we headed to view Boston's observation deck. Even in the cold, it's worth stepping outside to take in the skyline. Just a heads up, don't bring a tripod or selfie stick, even if you're the only one out there. They will yell at you and tell you to put it away. To warm up, we stopped at Cacao for some rich, delicious drinking chocolate. Next, we hit Trillium, brewery number 2. No peanut butter beer this time, but plenty of cocktails and wine for non-beer drinkers. We ended the night at Deck 12, the rooftop restaurant at Yotel, enjoying chocolate fondue under the heaters with a stunning view of Boston at night. Day 3, walk the historic Freedom Trail. The start of the Freedom Trail begins at the Massachusetts State House. I learned on our tour yesterday that this Bullfinch entrance is only accessible by the President of the United States and the Governor on their first and last day in office. We're walking the Freedom Trail, headed to the church, which I think we're hearing the bells for. There are plenty of guided tours for the Freedom Trail, but Josh and I opted for a self-guided one from Tours by Foot. It covers all the historic sites, and the map helps you stay on track. It's incredibly helpful to see so much American history come to life in the city. Here are some fun facts about the Freedom Trail. The trail is 2.5 miles long and marked by a red brick path. More than 4 million people walk it each year. The Boston Massacre site is just a circle of cobblestones near the old State House. So Quincy Market, I didn't record inside. I didn't want to be annoying. But there's like tons of different vendors. The Korean corn dogs stand out to us because we left them in Camden. They have lobster rolls in multiple places, but like starting, I think the cheapest I saw was like $29, going all the way up to like $48. But multiple vendors that have different lobster things. There's a vending machine you can get cotton candy from. So just lots of different stuff. It's only 10 a.m. here, so I'm not super hungry right now. So we're not really exploring the food part of the Freedom Trail just yet, but we'll check back maybe later. While not an official stop on the Freedom Trail, the New England Holocaust Memorial is just a few steps away and well worth a visit. It's a deeply moving tribute with 6 glass towers, each filled with etched numbers representing lives lost. A somber but important reminder of history. A few of my tips for walking the trail: definitely wear comfy shoes because it's a lot of walking. If you're short on time, just focus on the north end where many of the key sites are close together. And don't forget to grab a pizza at Trolley and a drink from their cafe on the way out. Many of the sites have free entry or donation-based admission. The USS Constitution, also known as Old Ironsides, is one of the most famous ships in the U.S. naval history. Launched in 1797, it is the oldest commissioned warship afloat in the world today. I loved being able to walk on the ship and go underneath and see the barracks where people were sleeping. You can visit the Bunker Hill Monument and even climb up its 294 steps for an amazing view. The Boston Public Library, established in 1848, was the first large public library in the United States and remains a landmark in both Boston and American public library systems. Located in Copley Square, it's known for its impressive architecture, including the historic McKim Building, which features murals by John Singer Sargent and some other renowned artists. The library offers a vast collection of books, archives, and special collections. We ended the night with a short train ride up to Somerville, where we discovered Back Bar, this cool hidden spot tucked away in an alley behind an orange door. The drinks here are creative and themed. After drinks, Somerville is full of great restaurants, perfect for grabbing delicious dinner. We kicked off day 4 with a visit to Harpoon Brewery, where we enjoyed some local brews before heading to the rooftop at the Envoy for the perfect afternoon. We relaxed around a fire pit, sipping hot chocolate and munching on a delicious flatbread. The rooftop offers stunning views of the harbor, making it a must-do experience for anyone visiting the city. Finally, we experienced one of the most unique tours I've ever done. The Ghosts and Gravestones tour is a fascinating mix of Boston history, eerie ghost stories, and a behind-the-scenes look at 2 of the oldest burying grounds on the Freedom Trail. Before our flight took off the next morning, we did take a quick trip to Harvard University. A tour of Harvard is not only educational, but it's full of fun surprises. One of the quirky highlights is the Statue of Lies, where visitors rub the foot for good luck. As you explore, you'll find cannons scattered around the campus, remnants from the past conflicts, and even a historic burying ground where some of Harvard's earliest alumni are laid to rest. I hope you enjoyed our 4-day itinerary in Boston, Massachusetts. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss another episode of The International Ginger.